Mic check. What? Hey, everybody. Yo, what's up? This is John Sanders here with Limitless Hoops. Welcome to today's show. We are finally done with all of our travel. All right, and it's been a long summer, man. We went to first in this spring we went to Portland. We skipped OKC this year, but then we finished our trifecta of events this July, where we went to Chicago, then Atlanta, then to Vegas. All right, and I did hear it a couple of times. Why are these bad players going out of state? All right, look, man. What I think is everyone deserves a chance. I think everybody in the world deserves a chance at everything if they're willing to put in the work. All right, so I mean, honestly, like if it's like a CEO position and it's a homeless person and he like studied for like years to get the CEO job, I give him a chance. Just like the best man win, the best woman win, the best person win, right? So like, who cares if you weren't like 6'8"? Who cares if you weren't like good when you're in second or third or fourth grade? If you want to become good, you should be allowed to become good, as long as you put in the work. All right, and who's allowed to go here versus there? I get it when they're like, you can play people locally. All right, if you're like not a good basketball player, you can play them locally, and that's all that you'll ever really need. But what that's not really taking into account is the fact that a lot of these like really good players who play people around the country, they're inspired to work hard because of that. So without that, they would work less like they did back in the 80s and 90s. All right, but when they started seeing people outside their state, they started getting a little bit more like reward. Like right now, they were willing to work harder. So if only a certain segment of the population is allowed to like experience these certain things, only those people will, experience certain things. And you can look at that in education. Back before like 1920 or so, the only people that had high school were rich people. All right, and you can say, well, it's available for everyone. Just open a book. Yeah, really, you don't ever need one teacher. You don't need one school ever. All you need is like a library, and that's all the education that you'll ever need, right? But what kind of kid is going to force himself to go to the library and learn everything? What kind of parent is going to like organize themselves well enough to do this whole big, huge thing? No, we have schools for that. And who should we allow at schools? Well, they used to only allow kindergarten through eighth graders because after that you had to pay for it. All right, and they lowered that to get more Americans educated because like the farming system was going out of favor. All right, so then as soon as they allowed for that to happen, now you had more opportunity for the low people, the original low people, to become rich. So what I'm trying to do for the basketball low people, and again, if you don't consider yourself that, it's okay. Maybe you're one of the best in the whole country. I don't know. All right, is to experience what those people have experienced and to give you a chance to step on an NBA court and just be like, let me battle Steph Curry. And then if he beats me, he beats me. It is what it is, right? So I love giving people that opportunity, and I was really happy to give people this opportunity as well. I'm not sure what future travel situations will look like. We'll see where we are like a year from now. Maybe like I'll have other coaches doing these things and like other things like that. I'm really not sure like where our future's headed. It can go in so many different ways depending on what people like. And all I can tell is what people like. So, but what we've learned is that here in Colorado, people do not like 7 days a week. All right, we learned that the hard way because it splits it up too much. But maybe they one day will. When we went to 5, people didn't like that. 6 a.m., people didn't like that. All right, so we're going by what people like. Okay, so you can show me what you guys like. And how many people do we have on this show right now? Do we like the show? Let's see. We have 5 people on the show. Is that enough to sustain it? Because I think a few people might start dropping out, might start finding other teams, might start doing this. So do people like this show? And if they don't, we're going to have to find other things. But no matter what, if it's Colorado doesn't like A through Z, and you only like maybe like B and like M or whatever, well then you guys are in trouble, because I'm offering it all to you. And you can pick and choose what you like and show me what you like, because we have to make the money work and make my time work. Because I'm only one person right now. But show me what you like by delving into it, by like, not letting it go the way of Blockbuster Video, which I love Blockbuster Video, and all these people are like, we love Blockbuster Video, and it was a '90s thing where you would go to the place and you could rent any movie that you wanted, and we obviously didn't show as Americans, we didn't show that we liked Blockbuster Video enough, so they went out of business. It's like, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? So show me what you like. Do you like the workouts? Be there tonight. If you don't, then don't be there, and we'll just figure things out. If you don't have time for it, I get it, because you have homework, you have other things to do, and that's okay. All right, but know that it may not be there when you come back. So the things that you have passion for, show me. All right, if you like to play up, play up. Maybe don't complain when you play up either. Like smile afterwards. Be like, yeah, we did it. All right. If you don't like that, there was a kid that we played against. I really liked him a lot. For that top 6th grade team in the nation sort of thing, when we played, the guy that like held like Kieran to like, I think 0 points. 0 points the whole time, but he did it like by himself. It was like amazing how he guarded him. That kid, before the game started, he voiced his disapproval with playing us. He didn't want to play down. I like that. I mean, he was like, I don't like this. And show what you do like, right? Hopefully, he said, why can't we just play in the 7th grade division? We won most every game by 40. Hopefully he's saying that. But show what you do like, show what you don't like, so that, so you can do a lot more. My chat is disabled, so I can't see chats, but I can see them on my phone. So you can start right. I see Kieran and Declan Louth, what's up? I see John Sanders right there with the wrench right by his name. That's me. Then I got Caleb, what? I got Teo Trujillo and what's poppin' Taz. All right, so talked about that stuff. Up here, coming up next is about a month break. All right, minus the next 3 Mondays. So this Monday and the next 2 Mondays, we will be going in Broomfield. This week on Wednesday will be our last Wednesday in Aurora. And then on Friday, the next 2 Fridays in Denver, we will be going. So total, that's 6 more workouts. And then we are done through maybe at least to the middle of August. I'm not sure what I can do. I got to pay some bills and see what I'm left with. All right. So we'll see what happens after that. I am going to try to do, to bring some teams into Jam. But there's some, I got to see who's interested. All right, so I'm going to start making phone calls tomorrow to see who's interested in participating in Jam. If I can get a whole bunch of teams and a whole bunch of tournament people, then the sky's the limit in terms of us coming back as fast as we can. But we got to show that we like it. All right, so that's all that stuff. Let's begin with the quote of the day. The quote of the day today is be creative. I pride myself on this one because, oh man, I don't know, it's interesting. You just have, you have a chance. You have a chance to do anything that you want in life, and to be anywhere that you want in life. But you have to be creative enough to create those chances for yourself. All right. So if you want to be a professional basketball player, you could just create your own league. I mean, forget it, right? But just more on the court stuff. You don't have to depend on other people to create your shot for you. There was a moment in time in a game, we always have Connor handle the ball so much. He does not like doing that. He likes to be the one created for. And there was a moment in the game where Noah had the ball and Noah drove. And Connor, he looked excited for the first time all tournament long, maybe all summer long. And he got excited and ran to a new spot, spotted up, bent his legs, cocked back his hand because he saw an opening. And then Noah just threw up the ball to get blocked and didn't see anybody. He had 3 guys on him. And oh man, Connor was yes, here's my time to shoot a shot that I want to shoot. He doesn't like shooting the ball off the dribble. He doesn't like going to the basket for jump shots. He doesn't like going to the basket for legs. He likes standing still, maybe moving to open spot and shooting that shot. But we have no one on our team creative enough to create for other people. So we try to have Connor create for other people, but he's pretty bad at it because he can't throw a cross-court pass. If he gets double-teamed, he can't pass out of it. But he saw a moment in where Taz was creating. He was driving, he's creating, and then he created so much space for everyone else, and everyone collapsed toward him. It was perfect, and Connor was like, "This is my time," and then nothing happened. But the last game, finally, I believe Noah ended up with 4 assists, and they were created plays where he created for others. I think 4, maybe like 3. All right, definitely 1 to Aiden, and that's what a point guard should be. And even if you're like Connor and you're like, I'm not a point guard, don't want to be a point guard, never wanted to be a point guard, stop it. You should want to be able to do that, or else you're just a one-dimensional player. So I would love for a whole team full of creative people. All right, and again, if you're creative, you're not stranglehold to one thing. You don't have to be one thing, not just on the basketball court, but again, going to real life. If you're creative, you can take your weaknesses and kind of like go around them. If you're creative, you can take your strengths and kind of like make them even stronger. If you're creative, you can choose your route so that you can be as happy as you want to be. All right. So think that way. Quote of the day: be creative. All right. Our itinerary for tonight. If you're coming to the workout, we got this stuff up here, but next week and all this other stuff is over there. All right. During this like month off, possibly make sure that you're just doing the homework. I mean, how can I say this? There are some companies out there who want to be needed. So cars used to be like, and back in the 70s, there were cars that were made that could last 30 years, and they thought that they were selling a good product, right? Would you want a car that lasted 5 to 10 years, or would you want a car that lasted 30 years? And they were selling cars that were lasting for 30 years. Only problem is that meant less business for themselves. So it was a bad move. So the 80s, they started changing that. And they started having cars that would only last for 5 to 10 years. In the 90s, same exact thing. So what happened was during the 90s, you saw more cars from the 70s than you did from the 80s, and it was hilarious. Not hilarious, but like stupid. All right? And for our business, it's kind of like that as well. If I do my job well enough, you don't need me. And what most coaches do is they say, no, you need me. And they don't give you the tools to work by yourself. You absolutely don't need any program ever. I don't believe that you need anything. All right? As long as you know that you're doing this stuff. Hey, I made a book for you. You have it all. I mean, just do this stuff. Okay, but now I suppose you need a gym. Okay, you need a gym. Well, you have a rec center. Okay, well, now I suppose that you need some competition. That's organized. That's where maybe you need me, I suppose. So you can have like a middle ground for everyone to meet you. But if you were a leader, you could invite them there. All right, but now you need a team. Then you need like a league to hire some reps because you're not going to be doing all that work. So that I agree with, but how hard is that? Just start a team. But coming this January, I want to start a whole bunch of teams that just run themselves. I mean, will they have practices? I don't know. Will they have practices? I don't think that they even need to have practice. I think you guys just need games, right? Because everything else you kind of can do by yourself. All right. So improving to the point where you can make the NBA, that's very, very possible. So if this month is any show of anything, it's going to show that you don't need me. All right. You're going to need like other things, but you don't need me. So you need yourself. And what other kind of business would even say that? A dumb business, a bad business. So realize that I'm trying to be as altruistic as I can be. All right. Since we can't really afford the month and there are people taking days off anyway, it's all good. So let's take care of the homework and keep doing it. We'll see who's doing it today and see if you guys can step it up even further than you would as if this existed. I might even take away the show, not even sure. I'll let this month pan out and we'll see what I'm going to do for that. All right. For the future, we got scare shots coming up here, tiered free throws, inverted Euro steps. around the cone spot shots, pick and roll against the drive, 180s tangent to shots. For the pass, we just did judgment shots, 7-minute shooting, cops and robbers, pump fake to escape dribble, battle ropes, and backboard alley-oops. That is more than you ever need to be posting videos all day long. You shouldn't run out of stuff by doing these things. Stuff tonight that we have: twist passes, no-look passes, one-on-one defense only, closeouts to slides, mid-post series, and post progression. All right. To take a look at a few of those. First one we got is twist passes. All right, you're gonna make this twist pass so you can pass when there's defense on you. So you can jump stop with a twist and make an outside hand pass. Jump stop with a twist and make an outside hand pass. All right, you're gonna be able to rip the ball through so you can be strong so no one takes the ball from you. So you're basically throwing like an elbow. All right, but you're gonna get the ball through. All right, you can do it either way by facing each other or to the side by facing the same direction. So now they're going to face the same direction, bounce the ball on the outside with just one ball, please. There you go. Bounce, rip, and pass. Bounce, rip, and pass. Now I've seen Noah try to throw this pass, and it's been like a weak pass. I've seen Kieran, or like, who else tries? Derek tries, and they'll throw it in a weak way, right? This is the drill where you will get stronger doing that. So take this drill seriously. Take this drill like 100%, like throwing the ball as hard as you possibly can, so that when it comes down to the game, it's like second nature. All right. So this is a drill where we get a whole bunch of reps up. I'm not really teaching you how to do it because it's fairly simple. Twist your body. You guys needed to get lower and stronger, but point your fingers that way, right? So with some of our drills, you're like, okay, do I understand it? Do I understand it? Do I understand it? And then once you get it, you're like, I got it. Yes. But for this particular drill, it's, do I understand it? Yeah. But then after that, can I do it 500,000 times before I get stronger? So just keep adding until you get to 500,000. And then you'll be strong enough to actually throw it during the actual game. So it's a weird one, but just got to get your reps up for this one. All right. Next drill would be one-on-one defense only. This is if you stop them on defense, you go again. So he stopped Noah right there, so he's gonna go again. He has to stop him to stay on defense now, but he didn't, so he lost that one. So, but right there, Dom just got a point. All right, so now we want to see if he can stop him on defense. So it's like one-on-one, but we're gonna make it like defense. This is where defense is the important person. All right, this is where the defense is what you want to be on. And basically, if you win by stopping them, your prize is that you remain on defense. So the only way that you can get on defense is by scoring on offense. And this is just a backwards way of seeing it, so that you are like that. You love playing defense. When have you ever heard a player argue about not getting the ball enough on offense? A lot, right? When have you heard a player argue about not being able to guard the best player on the other team? Never. Very, very rarely. And actually, we heard it this last weekend with that same team that top 6 rating that beat us. The only reason why the guy didn't guard Kieran the whole game is because another guy argued him off of him and said, "I want to guard him now." All right, that's a great attitude. I want to guard the best player now. Oh, that wasn't fair. Imagine a game like, let's just say Derek, for just whatever, and Derek goes out there, shoots 10 shots. He plays his game, gets the ball on offense. Everything was okay. But then afterwards, he and his parents come up to me and they're like, "What is this? That was horrible." And I'm like, "What? You gotta play kids fair." And I'm like, "What? Your son played 30 minutes? What's going on? What's going on, dude?" "No, you didn't let Derek guard the best player ever. Kieran kept guarding the best player. He hot dogged it. We want our..." You never heard that. You've never heard that ever in the history of any sport. All right? Imagine if it were like that. This drill is for that. All right. Next drill, last drill that I'll show you. Close out the slides. Close out. And then slide whichever way that they posted. This is to stop those 3-pointers from being taken. We have to know when we're gonna slide, when we're gonna sprint out though. All right. So that's the drill. You slide to the end, pivot, then slide back, and then you get back in line. But make sure that you sprint out. And that sprint is very, very hard. All right. That sprint needs to be fast, and then you have to stop yourself. So it needs to be a full-out sprint, and then you're stopping yourself. And again, this is another one where we're training our body to be stronger. Okay? So understand this drill, and let's do it correctly. All right. Let's check who's been doing their homework. Has anyone been doing their homework? Hope so. Anyone. Wyatt was doing his homework. Nice job. I told Wyatt because he can't run because of his foot. He can't ball handle. He can't shoot. That is a hefty portion of basketball. What are you missing? The cardio, I suppose. What else are you missing? Moves like spin moves and stuff like that, like footwork stuff. Maybe like some like jump rope stuff. So you're missing cardio and footwork, which is big. That's huge. But cardio and footwork, what? I don't know. That's like a jump rope class. That's like, I don't know. That's like, I don't know, just like running. All right. Basketball is a lot about shooting, and it's a ton about dribbling, and it's a bunch about passing. So he can still get better. So great job on your first full day. I see you working. Thank you for doing that, Wyatt, even though you don't watch the show. Caleb, I saw your ball handling stuff. Getting better. I like that. The jump rope, too. Nice job. Taz, video breakdown, David versus Goliath, part 2. Should have been an N1. I like it. Post regression from Kieran. I like that video breakdown from Taz again. I like the breakdowns. Make sure you guys watch those so you can see parts of our game as well. All right. Great job. Let's check the story of the day. Watch it. The idea is not to block every shot. The idea is to make your opponent believe that you might block every shot.
There. Brown gives it up. Got up there. Up and away.
Alright, that's a very popular gif of like Kobe and everyone looking up like that. But that was the play of which they were doing it on, with Shannon Brown jumping. That was a jump right there. Now, the goal is to make them think that you'll block every shot. Means you don't want to be swinging at every ball and blocking every shot. This is like, I think maybe it can be a Mutombo thought or something like that. I'm not sure, but you want the defense to be like persuaded to miss. Even if you block every shot, it might go back to them, might go out of bounds. You do want to block some shots, I suppose, but you don't want to be swinging and jumping so much that you get fouls, that you give them the ball back the majority of the time. Right? You want to be hand in their face, make them miss shots. So you want to make them think that you might block every shot, and that's when you're the guy. So make sure that you rotate to the right spot, show, and then you basically just psych them out. So that should be the overall goal, the overall mentality. All right, let's check the movie of the day. Anyone else in the comment section? Okay, I don't believe so. All right. Again, I can't see the comments. I can't see them on my phone, so if it's not working, just let me know. Wait. Let me see. I think... Wait, am I... Yep. Okay. No one's been saying anything, right? I don't think so. All right. I think I'm good. I don't believe I've been missing any comments. I don't know. Who does? All right, if you guys have been saying some wild stuff in the comment section, my bad today. I missed it. But the movie of the day is for the 7th graders. I'm going to do a couple today because we are running out of time on this month because of our trips. So the 7th grade movie of the month is Friday Night Lights. It's a great movie about a football team. They made it into like a TV show as well. It was a little bit like a documentary, it wasn't like a movie, but it was about like a real team in Texas. I remember being intrigued by it, but I've never wanted to see it since. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it 41 stars. I do know people like this movie a lot. It's a solid movie. All right. As for the other movie, this is a double feature today. We got Major League. This is one of the all-time great comedy movies, especially for baseball's sake. So I'm gonna give this 40 8 stars. This is the original Major League. For the 8th grade movie of the month, watch this movie. It is hilarious. I assure you, even for like however old you are, or like for like how like long ago this movie was compared to nowadays movies, this movie stands the test of time. It is hilarious. Trust me, trust me, trust me. All right, and again, I think I gave it 48 stars, so that was Friday Night Lights with 41 stars, and Major League with 48 stars. If I said 40, I think 48, definitely. All right, let's move on to the trivia question today. Trivia question is brought to you by Caleb Kuglin because he's murdering trivia this month. All right, so I'm gonna get it on here. I see we got one new comment. There it goes. No one has been saying anything. Gotcha. Thank you. All right, so I have been getting all the comments. Fair enough. Here's the, so I'm looking at this, so you guys can see the comment section. It may not be as accurate. It might pop up on the screen, I believe. All right, so we'll see who answers first. The trivia question today is, it's a hard one. It's a hard one. Get out your Googleators. All right, it's in 2007, which Kings player scored 20 points with only one field goal? That's the question. In 2007, which Sacramento Kings player scored 20 points, but he only made one shot, only made one field goal? All right, so obviously he had to make some other kind of shots. It wasn't like a 20-point shot. They don't have those in the NBA. All right, so who was this player? He must have been shooting free throws. I mean, there's some technical shots he shot. Maybe like the scorekeeper messed up. I don't know how you can get 20 points off just one made field goal. Nate Archibald in 2007. Nate Archibald played like in the 70s, dude. Kevin Martin is the answer right there. Kevin Martin is the answer. Answered by Kiernan and Declan Louth. Great job with the trivia. That's your first point for the month. Stepping it up. You have 3 more days, so this is still up in the air. There's Wednesday, Friday, and next Monday for the end of the month. Good luck with that one. But you scored. You're now 3 behind Caleb. Caleb just has to score 1 to knock you out, though. We'll see what happens. And let's check to see what's going to happen on this last slide that I have here. We're talking about the Nuggets again. Oh, no, it's about everyone. All right. Is parity in the NBA here to stay? The new CBA could be the key. So I just read an article about like how the new CBA, Tiny Archibald, how the new CBA, the CBA is the collective bargaining agreement. It's like the contract that the players go by. They said that the new CBA is having all this outrageous contracts, and it's like where people are making $300 zillion in a year, and they said that that's a great thing for players. But I think it was Austin Rivers, he said it's not a great thing for average players. Like he is. He's an average player. He says what it did was it hired the tier of payment for the best players because they keep wanting to leave their teams. So now you're going to try to lure them in with this enormous pot of gold. But because the money has to go somewhere, all this middle ground went away. So he's saying that people are either making $300 million or they're making $2 million a year, which is still a lot of money. Let's be real. But he says that basically it took away all the middle class, I suppose. All right, and what that led to was another conversation where I was like, look, these superstars who are leaving their teams, they're leaving their teams because their teams aren't doing them right, so they believe. And I believe that teams can move on from players if they feel like the players aren't doing them right. So it's kind of fair. In a perfect world, if they sign a 5-year contract, I think it'd be really neat if like Joker has 5 years on his contract and he only averages 1 point a game and he just sucks. He decides to get fat, doesn't come to practice, and the Denver Nuggets still had to keep him for 5 years. If they weren't allowed to trade him, weren't allowed to waive him, nothing, then I would say, okay, sure. Then under that circumstance, no matter what Joker's doing, if he's averaging 40 points a game and the Nuggets are just sucking, they're just getting him the worst teammates in the world. They've abandoned their arena and they're like outside playing. Then I believe under those circumstances, yes, Joker should stay there because he signed a 5-year contract. But since we have some wiggle room up here, we're gonna have some wiggle room down here. So it's like what both parties are bringing to the table. As for parity, parity means, is it fair? Is it fair from team to team? Does every team have a chance to win? And I think that's the ultimate goal. And I believe now in the NBA, it's been the most parity that it's been in a long time. And that's the league that I kind of want to create, where there's a ton of parity, where the best teams aren't the best teams anymore because they're split up. And they're playing against each other so that they can get better. And it's not for the bad players, not even for the average players. It's for the best players. Split them up for the sake of themselves, so that they can each have a chance to dominate. So that we can create the bad players will become average. The average players will become great, but the great players, they'll make the NBA, and that's my overall goal. So I think the NBA is thinking like I am. We'll see what happens with that. Don't forget that the quote of the day is be creative. All right. I'll see you guys later for coming to the workout. All right. And cue my music. Thank you very, very, very much. Peace out, everybody.